testing out the mic, making sure that it's clean. Started. I'm not ready yet, guys. I'm not ready. Man, there's so much stuff every time we get to these streams. Oh, it's crazy. Technically it's time. Oh my gosh. Let me pull up my green screen real quick. Oh. Get right up in there. Nailed it. Flawless. In fact, beautifully so. Let's get right into this, right? Here I am. What a beautiful transition, right? Hang on a second. Okay, yes, it is working as intended, 100%. Everything's there. Greetings and welcome to everybody sneaking on in to the EVERSPACE 2 stream. Oh my gosh, where's that music? That's right. That's right, there it is. Much better, goodness. I'm your host and your guide, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for ROCKFISH Games, and today is an exciting day. Wednesday, many of you guys know that we actually launched the Zharkov Vortex update. And we were able to do so. Everything has gone over so incredibly well, and it's mostly thanks to you guys, honestly. If I'm being dead serious. You guys crunched the experimental branch hard and found a lot of stuff that we didn't find, some stuff that we did, and we have been just fleshing all of that out. So if you guys were part of the experimental branch, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You guys are huge, seriously awesome. And also, here's the update that fixed a lot of stuff you found. So cool, everybody's happy. Oh my gosh, it's been nuts. Guys, it's been actually nuts. I got people saying, turn up the volume. Oh goodness. Hopefully it's all good. But But yeah, so I'm saying hello to YouTube, I'm saying hello to Twitch, and I'm also saying hello to Steam. We are live on the Steam store page of EVERSPACE 2. So if any of you are looking at the game and you're like, well, what the heck is this about? What will I be doing? This is the space to jump in, ask questions. We are incredibly vocal with you guys. We know that expectations are an incredibly important part of games. So if you're not on the same page, I want to make sure that we can flesh that out. If you are on the same page, I want to make sure that you understand that, all that type of stuff. So it's a very open forum here. Ask the questions that you have about how things are going while I cruise through the Zharkov story missions. So this will be spoilers for the story. This is taking place at the end of Union and then starting Zharkov. So if you haven't seen that, we're opening that up. But it's also talking about various things that we did and kind of why, giving you guys praise, and also talking about new stuff that's in the pipe as of right now. In fact, I just had a conversation, and I should probably actually ask Michael this, because I know that there was a discussion about a potential hotfix. I'm gonna kind of need a little bit more information from Michael on that one though, because there hasn't been anything that's been found that's like dire, pretty sure. Most of the stuff you guys found, I mean, some elements of exploitation, but Michael, do you know if we have a hotfix planned in the works there? Michael is the CEO of ROCKFISH Games, by the way. He is joining the chat. It's not every day you have a CEO in the chat, so he'll be helping answer questions like the one that I have for him right now, and we will get going right from there. Otherwise, I'm going to load up this into the Vortex bit, and away we will go. I think we'll go. Load this. Ah, perfect. Excellent. So we are going to be flying the recently released Vanguard 2 as well. Well, the Vanguard. This is just the second variation of it. And we will be using a nice little combination. I'll actually go over it right now. So what I'm going to be doing is focusing on speed. That's the name of the game. So that's how we're going to optimize the Vanguard. It is the fastest ship by far. You can actually see beneath me, my ship speed is currently 120 meters per second. I'm using a shield that generates an EMP blast when it goes down, but hopefully, if we play our cards right, we won't be going down. Our shields should stay up due to our overcharge mechanic with the Vanguard. This is its expertise, and or it's part of its expertise rather. It's its special, to use the specific term. So right up here, basically when you're flying above normal speed, and that means in any shape or form, we did adjust this, okay? So I know that there were some individuals who were asking questions about, you know, inertia dampening movement and whatnot. So long as you're flying above normal speed, if you're floating or boosting, your shield will charge up to 200% capacity. That's all you need. So if you get good at inertia dampening toggling, you can capitalize on the overchargeability of the Vanguard by a lot. I'm going to show an example of that here in just a moment so that we have further clarity there. No hotfix planned so far is the initial wording as of right now, and that does check out because, again, we haven't found anything that was dire through the experimental we did, so thank you for that. But as of right now, we're sitting in a pretty good spot. So with this overcharge, the way that it works, we'll go ahead and launch right here. As we are boosting, if you look in the upper left, my shield starts getting this cyan blue that's covering up the original blue color there. That's the overcharge effect. And if I turn my inertia dampeners off and let go of the boost, you'll see that the shields keep going up. So long as you are moving at all above, you're generating shields. I know that this was a point of contention from a couple individuals in the community saying, like, it should still charge because that's the wording of it. You were right, so we fixed it. Thank you for that. So inertia dampening can continue to overcharge your shields. Now, this is one little component that we're going to be using in our combo here. The other elements is that since we're going to be boosting a lot, we're using exit strategy as our first perk. This reduces all damage we take by 25% across the board. Should be pretty nice. The next one we're using is play it safe. When we activate a device, it will add 4 charges of reactive armor, negating the damage of the next 4 impacts for 5 seconds. And then the last one seems to be a pretty popular choice, I've noticed. It's called Crit Happens. This is just to do more damage. Critical hits will basically deal splash damage around their targets. It's a very nice addition overall. So that's how our build is laid out. We're not using any other specialty modifiers from our equipment. It's pretty straightforward from there. Our missile launcher does have a chance to knock shields out, but we're not going to be relying on that. Otherwise, we're using a Jaeger pulse laser, which is the only weapon that has 0 spread that is a non-hit scan. And the thermogun, which is, I think this is also a very popular item. It basically locks onto your target no matter where it's at. You can fire it. Gonna be ideal since we're gonna be zipping around like crazy madmen. So it's good. Let's see. Question right off the bat. Patch notes say, prevented crafting exploits via reloading. Can you please elaborate which exploits these were and why they had to be prevented, please? That is a solid question that I don't actually know the answer to. However, I know that there are several individuals from the team that might be able to elaborate on this one. Dr. Uyu, do you know what that specific fix was from Hans Christian? Or Hans Christian, if you are in the chat, do you know what that specific target was of adjustment for the crafting exploit? Otherwise, I do have a follow-up for the hotfixes straight from Michael, and he says, to elaborate on hotfixes, the team would prefer to keep on working on the next big update. Hotfixing would mean we have to branch plus doing another full QA pass, which we are trying to avoid at all costs unless some game-breaking bugs pop up. So that actually checks out. Thank you, Michael, for that update. Basically, we want to work on the next sector of the game, which is the Kait Nebula. We're already started in it, and progress has started to trickle in. It's been feeling really good. So thank you for everyone who's helped lock us down in the Vortex so that we can move through that process. Very, very good. I will follow up about the scum saving element. Prevented scum saving to repeatedly craft for your perfect item. Is that basically, yeah? So it's we just knocked out scum saving? Can you tell I wasn't in charge of this particular fix though? In short, what we're referring to here is that through the crafting materials and being able to go in here and kind of go crazy with what you're trying to build, we didn't want you to just constantly go in and use all your crafting materials you've accrued and just make an infinite amount effectively, and then if you're not happy, then you just undo everything and try again. Now, there's no be-all end-all solution to games that have save states. If you're gonna save scum, you're gonna save scum, and we're not gonna it's a single player game. We understand that's how some of you guys interact with it. That's not the intended way to play, so we're gonna discourage that, and if we find an exploit like this, we are gonna nip it in the bud. So I hope that's not too surprising to you guys, and how we are moving forward, how that kind of syncs up. So, very good. Otherwise, let's get into some actual action instead of just looking at a screen. So this mission, we need to go meet this guy named Maddox. This is right where the last story bits ended. When are you going to implement the improved models from the Lightworks? That is an overtime process. Some of those models have been implemented, Excelsior, but there's more coming, of course. There's not really a set date. It's just kind of a when we can process. Let's do a test run with our, well, no, let's go straight to Avon Rest. Straight to Avon Rest. Cut into the answer. Whew, I felt kind of short on the stream. My seat had lowered. Whoops. Bearded Frog, I hear you there completely about the RNG is terrible. Not all the content is in the game either, so you don't have as wide of a pool as what they'll ultimately be. There's a lot of factors that play into this. Kind of the appropriate thing to say is it's a work in progress, so I hope that you can be patient with us as we get that to be a bit more delightful of an experience for all types of players, especially those who love crafting systems. Because I can assure you, there's still a bit more to come on that playing field. So here we are at Avon Rest.
This is an announcement to all settlement occupants. We are conducting a routine raid. Do not hinder our access to storage facilities and vessels.
Scrap! The Okar are already here.
Yes, they are.
I need to get to Maddox's hangar and transfer the software before they can scan him.
You have no authority to barge in on us like this. We are a peaceful settlement and have complied with all the regulations.
We are the authority here.
Snap.
Those who impede our investigations will be dealt with severely.
Why does the actor of Adam get switched during the end of this update? The actor of Adam. If you're referring to the voice actor, we changed from text to speech to the authentic voice of Adam, which has always been the same voice actor, even through EVERSPACE 1. So that hasn't changed. If you're referring to story components themselves, the details are actually in the story progression. Yeah, we don't like save scumming. That's what it, again, we know you guys are gonna do it. So let me be clear. We know some of you will be doing that, but it's not what we want to create as a base form in the game, right? It's very commonly known that humans get into this mindset of taking the easiest route. When you find it, you lock it in. Save scumming is, like, if it's accessible, it becomes an easy route and everybody starts to do that, and it breaks all of those intricate designs that are meant to be worked through as an intended feature of the game's progression, as opposed to, you know, saying, screw all of that, I want to do it my way. And that can actually kill the player's experience rapidly, okay? So there are reasons why it's all designed the way it is, and we just want to make sure it's fitting in that little box as well as it can so that you can open it up and tear out of it in the direction you would like. Cool. Okay, so enough about safe scumming. We all know what safe scumming is. We know people are going to do it. We know that's not the intended design. It's all good. Oh no, Bearded Frog, you're totally fine. You don't sound too harsh on it. But frankly speaking, if you guys want to be harsh on the game, early access is the time to do it. Like, you have your concerns, you've got your criticisms. There are things that make you upset. Let us know. Because if we don't know that, we can't change it. We can't make it better. We can't improve it, right? So this is the time. If you don't like something, you gotta let us know. And that's exactly what the Steam forums and the GOG forums are for. Head on over, shout it to the rooftops. This is awesome. This really sucks. Find other people who are saying those things, use the search application and talk about it. And maybe we can find a solution that we hadn't looked at prior. It'll be pretty neat. Or maybe you'll find out that we've got a fix in the pipe. It could be exciting. It goes both ways. Okay, mission time. Now we're gonna go blow stuff up. Here we go.
You made it back. If the Okar figure out what kind of ship I got here, I'm toast. Did you get the encryptor?
Yeah, transferring it as we speak.
Great. Now the Okar will probably register a change to the roster once I upload this to my systems. try to keep them off my back long enough so I can get the whole shebang running.
I'm not so sure about taking on the Okar.
They'll be here any minute. Come on, kid. We're in this together now.
Okay.
Once I'm out, I'll meet you back at Rhodia Station as soon as I can make it.
Well, all right. Let's do this thing.
Okay, hang on a second. Before we do that thing, I want to look at some different colors for the ship, because I didn't think about that too much when I started. So, hang on. So as you guys know, we have a lot of ways that you can customize your ship. I started with a silver Vanguard here, and then I chose this green one. But I also wanted to talk very lightly about customization of colors, because man, I've seen some really cool stuff in your screenshots and some less than pleasing ones. In fact, in the stream last time, my ship colors were kind of off. So I want to show you a comparison of two ship designs with the exact same colors used and why one is clearly better than the other. Okay, so first, just a little bit artsy here. Okay, just a little bit artsy here. This ship actually is okay. It kind of looks like we cracked an egg and put it on a dishpan. And the reason you're getting that is we have like this blue color, right? We want that to shine through. A dark blue is a neutral and it gets overpowered by this yellow-white mixture, okay? It kind of makes things, there's this hot contrast, which is nice, but it doesn't connect very well, okay? You can also see that like we have this ROCKFISH text here in the logo, which you can't even see because the colors are the same, okay? Just a simple thing. You want to use these exact same colors? Awesome. I would recommend something more like this, okay? So now we are using the yellow in a very subtle capacity, so it's not screaming, it's not crying out, and it's not in like a hyper conflict with the blue, whereas now the blue has been a little bit more prominentized. Prominentized? We made it more prominent. Words are weird. Oh my gosh. So now you have this nice soft blue without it overwhelming anything or being overwhelmed by anything, which is complemented by, you know, a nice little slapped on yellow graphic with blue text. And of course, all the yellows are, all the lights are yellow to also complement that subtle drop of colors, okay? Again, these are the exact same colors in both of these. This one's kind of harsh on the eyes. This one kind of feels good. This one kind of feels good. And it's all a matter of you playing around and figuring out what ultimately looks best for you. But man, let me tell you what, I like things that don't make my eyes cross. So we're gonna go with this one. Excellent. Let's launch. Oh, I see a question. Can we get default ROCKFISH presets liveries? So there's more coming to customization. That's as much as I can say there. Woo! All right.
We have detected a register change in one of your vessels.
That's right.
Engage units for intercept.
Check again. None of my people would... Grab Maddox, you idiot! We should have never taken it.
Okay, Adam. The encryptor just started overriding my system. Shouldn't be long before I can launch. Here comes the lizard parade.
All right, so we are using a couple of different devices to help us out in this engagement as well. Right there, triggered. We're using the Annihilator virus with a mode on it that reduces the damage output of enemies affected by the Annihilator virus itself.
Almost ready to jump. Just a little longer.
We're also using the tools we have to move quickly, out of the way of any target fire, along with that passive that, so long as we're boosting, reduces incoming damage. Here, let's give them a virus so they can't do as much damage. Thankfully, our shields are still up. They're waning a little faster than I would like them to. Oh, that was a good pop. Shields are good now. It's a matter of balancing the build that we've got working for us. Should probably protect Maddox. There we go. Shield drone first. Another virus, that'll reduce their damage output. We're overcharging shields. Oh man, thermogun's so much fun. Now I need more energy here, so what I'm gonna do, picking up some, oh, that actually helped a ton, never mind. We picked up a bunch of energy orbs right there, completely filling us back up.
Intercepted.
And of course, we also can boost RAM. That felt pretty clean, no damage.
What the? Damn, it's that colonial cruiser again.
The sheer level of trouble you are in is without precedent.
Scrap, I'm screwed.
All right, story time.
Hey.
Ah, you are awake. We meet again, Mr. Roslin.
Actually,
Oh, what? We haven't? I can never tell anymore.
Got him.
So many crossed paths. Anyway, I am well acquainted with you in the Roslin line.
my ship.
Is in the docking bay, returned by the Okar authorities who handed it over to me along with your good self.
It was you who raided the Bloodstar base.
Yes, looking for you. I've had quite a difficult time finding you.
You need me for something, or I'd be dead already.
Acutely observed, Mr. Roslin. After all, you shouldn't exist. Part of my remit was to erase every trace of the Roslin cloning facilities in the DMZ. Hundreds of loose cannons like you roaming the region and causing problems. Something had to be done about it.
I can't help what I am.
Don't expect pity from me. It's lucky for you that more serious matters are afoot. Pull up case file G72-844. Do you know who this is?
Yeah, Oscar Blakemore. He's the G&B director for all the DMZ operations.
Good. And this?
I only heard about it, haven't been there. Vesna mining colony in the Zharkov system.
Yeah.
G&B regional headquarters.
Good. So you seem to have some idea of the astropolitical situation in the DMZ.
Look, what's this about?
This is about you, Mr. Roslin.
That isn't me.
No, but that is Adam Roslin, Blakemore's right hand.
You want me to be him.
Exactly. I need you to infiltrate the mining colony as the other Adam Roslin and gather some information for me.
And in return,
I let your base stand. I let you live.
I guess that's good enough incentive. I think I might have encountered him.
When?
Not long ago. The jump gate at Union Bridge.
Well, it must have been him, since you are the only two Roslin clones remaining.
Only two?
That's right. The cloning stations have been offline for some time now, and many clones were identified and intercepted attempting to reach the homeworlds. We couldn't have that, could we? And now there is just the other Adam Roslin, who is an agent for G&B. And you, who I can't really figure out yet. You are already in a difficult position. It is time to be clear about your allegiances. You can rehabilitate yourself with the fleet and we can leave you in peace. Or, I can put you and your companions on a high priority eliminate list. Which will it be?
I would take the common sense approach.
Good. I have someone on the inside at the mining colony. She'll walk you through. So, we have an understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more dialogue here. Just a little more.
I am pleased that our little discussion has proven to be a constructive one. Using the main jump gate to the Zharkov system where Vesna mining colony is located will not be an option, as you will be immediately registered.
There's a smuggler's route I've heard of. I know someone who can get me through.
Of course you do. Our agent will send you instructions once you are through to the system. My technicians have uploaded further instructions to your Hive unit. You will require some extra coaching in order to convincingly portray the other Roslin. In the meantime, you and I will need to maintain radio silence until the task is finished. If you are are discovered, I will deny any knowledge of your existence. And as a fugitive Roslyn clone, I will be obligated to hunt you down.
I have no intention of getting caught.
Having a colonial cruiser this close to your home base may cause irritation for your companions.
You're right. I better check on them.
Very fair. All right, so that was a lot of information there. If this is the first time you've ever seen any of the cutscenes for EVERSPACE 2, know that all of our cutscenes have this painterly approach. And this is also a very similar element that we used from EVERSPACE 1. We just like the storytelling aspect of that, and kind of brings everything together in a concise way. It's a lot of information at once, but, you know.
Adam, what the heck is going on? Why is there a great big colonial cruiser at our door?
They were my ride home. I realize this looks bad, but maybe we can play things to our advantage. First things first, has Maddox shown up?
You were expecting more company?
I was hoping, but maybe it was too much to expect a mercenary like Maddox to follow through. Circumstances have changed. I'm in a real bind now. I need to do a top-secret job for the fleet. If I pull this off, we'll be given some kind of reprieve from the colonial authorities. But I don't know to what extent that means, or if I can trust this commissioner.
God damn it, Adam. What have you gotten us into?
Hey, Alec. Back when I was delivering the red plasma gin, you mentioned that there was a smuggler's route open to Zharkov? Where's it located?
No idea, but I'm sure Tarjak, that Okar bootlegger, would know if anyone did.
Okay, I'm heading to Cartwright's wake to catch up with him. You might not hear from me for a while. If Maddox shows up, tell him to sit tight.
We'll hold the fort. Let us know when you need bailing out.
All right, so lots of information dropped on us. I see a question I want to cut straight over to. Gary on YouTube says, I'm unable to play the game as I get Unreal Engine crash, which I've submitted a report, still haven't heard why I'm unable to run the game. Yeah, sometimes we have to run through a number of cases to see if we can find what's going on. This sounds like something that we've had a couple of people also encountering this with the update to from the experimental branch to the Zharkov update, and also just from the previous update straight to the Zharkov update. Check and verify your game files. If that doesn't do the trick, we'll have to just kind of more closely inspect that code and get back to you. You said you submitted a ticket. That's perfect. That means you're on the queue and we will get to you. All right? So thank you for your patience as we work through that process to figure out what's going on, what the conflict is with the game and your system. Otherwise, by the way, where's the bridge on the colonial ship? Oh, well, shoot, I flew away from the colonial ship now. But it's on the back side of it, if I'm not mistaken. Then I see another question. Will there be exploratory missions in the game world like in Freelancer? Ooh, Freelancer was said. I know a lot of people that are watching our game are big fans of Freelancer, and clearly we've taken multiple elements of inspiration from Freelancer as a very popular game for us as well. And I can just confirm straight up that we will have more exploratory missions, if not just in the similar capacity that they already exist, where you have all of these rich locations that have, each one of them has a location challenge where you have to explore, figure out that puzzle in order to obtain some decently valuable Aeterna bypasses, which then better your ship attributes. So it kind of fills into itself. Do you have to do it? No. If you want to follow the story, cut to the chase, that's fine. If you want to do it, you get a little reward. You can boost some things up. So, yeah. But yeah, there's absolutely more coming. I know another popular question, this should give a lot of context here. A popular question is, if you took a percentage of game completion, how far along is EVERSPACE 2? And I can straight up tell you guys, it's about 60% at this point in time. So we're still seeing almost, we still have almost twice as much stuff coming into the game space, right, than what's currently here. We're gonna have a lot more material. Should be, so yeah, so as we're delivering that stuff, provide your feedback accordingly. We'll iron out the details and we'll keep moving forward, because so far that process has been pretty amazing. Let's see. So we had our conversations with our buddies. Don't need to change anything about, did we take any damage? No, we didn't take any damage. It was very successful. Felt really good about it. Our shields remain overcharged while we're docked. That might actually be a bug. I'm not complaining about it right now. Oh my gosh. So the intended element of these shields is that if you're not boosting, it will slowly deplenish. So the idea is that, you know, the ship goes fast. Go fast to get an extra shield. Anyway. How many music tracks were added? Oh gosh, I'd have to ask Giho. He's our music guy and the sound design guy. But I know it was, I mean, it's a lot of tracks in Zharkov itself. I would guess and say maybe 6 to 8 more, around that. But there's still even more tracks coming beyond that space. Still a lot more. Commodity graphics are not entirely done. I see that question in chat. And some of you actually know this because through the course of the game space, we've seen items get updated, like the missiles, for example, various ship weapons, consumables, even several of the ores have also changed, but like the Clygon ore, oh, that's the same thing, never mind. I don't know if I have an example. Oh yeah, here we go. We have, of course, my face is in front of it. Let me get my face out of the way. Okay, so we have diluted Insidium, and we have Insidium itself. Both of these are the similar, but one is diluted and one's quality. It's very realistic that we'll have minor tweaks to these elements so that you can tell right out of the gate which one is which, not simply by the tier that they are, but by the graphic itself. You can also see the Clygon core and Insidium core look identical. That will also, in fact, change because they look exactly like iron. A lot of placeholder stuff there. There's a lot more coming. Just one of those elements that we have to be patient for. Oh my gosh. But we'll get there. Played the experimental. You really feel the improvements in performance compared to the previous update? Yeah, actually, we do too. Like from the experimental drop to the update we just launched, like on Wednesday, right? We can tell so much just from our own ends. So again, big shout out to all of you who dove into the experimental and just went ham. You have done such a number to the game space. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. It's awesome. It's just awesome. All right. So now.
Hey, Hive. Those fleet techs been tinkering with you? You still yourself?
Inasmuch as I have still not been updated to the Eterna network and have been grossly insulted by being treated as illegitimate machinery, I am the same Hive as before.
What did they do to you?
I have been supplemented with a coaching protocol based upon the personality profile of your target subject, Adam Roslin, commander of the G&B Elite Squad in the DMZ. I am to aid you in becoming like him, and to intervene during moments when you are not playing the part properly.
So my onboard AI is now here to show me how to act more like me. Crazy.
Indeed. Now, we haven't done any more work to the cockpits yet, but I did just want to jump in here since I know some people are like, wait, is there a cockpit mode? Yes, there absolutely is. You can look around. Some people are like, oh my gosh, you can look around. Oh my gosh, does that mean you're going to have like track IR support? Yes, it does mean we're going to have track IR support. Does it mean you're going to have VR? Whoa, slow down there, Jerry. Okay, hang on a second. That's it. Woo! We're getting into some pretty wild territory if we crack something open like that. So the answer to VR is no. If you would like more information on VR, we have posted it online in a lot of places, and I'm sure that Michael could also inform you if you want more information. He's got a nice copy pasta, lots of details, lots of reasons that go into that decision. Okay, so let's go ahead and barge on through the gate. Head on over to Union. So can we keep making progress? Oh dear, a coaching module. I know, right? Oh, hi, Alec. Oh man. So good. In a Kickstarter update, you from the end of 2019. Oh man, throwback here. All right, let's check this one out. From Neo Who Else on YouTube. You showed concept ships that date from the end of 2019, like GMB, mining vessel, and carrier. These ships will be added later, or were they abandoned over time? Man, so the mining vessel is actually in the game. You encounter disrupted and destroyed ones in the opening segments of the game itself. They're the ones kind of like floating about. And you can also see them in other parts of the game, if I'm not mistaken. So they have not been removed. Pertaining to the GMB carrier, are you talking about the freelance cargo ship? Because that is absolutely in the game. All the freighters back from 2019, I believe, are also in. But I mean, realistically, a lot of the stuff that we initially dropped in place back in 2019 has changed a lot, right? A lot of it has been modified, a lot of it's been tweaked. Some of it has been cycled out with something else. Another example of this, I wish I could actually show it straight on the screen at the moment, but another example is one of the Strikers designs, another one of the player ships. We completely opted to rip the wings out, and we put in a new set using kind of a backwards engine style. There's a technical term for that. It's escaping me because I'm trying to remember a lot. But yeah, so like we will replace and exchange parts, but the actual idea of those vessels and what they would bring to the table, I can most assuredly guarantee they will be coming in at some way, shape, or form at full release. Let me be clear. Laserhead just asked, wait, you can use special ships for certain missions? No. The mining ship for GMB, that was more of the just various, one of the ships that you can encounter that is a GMB ship. You could not fly it yourself unless you had dove controls, but that's irrelevant. It's not a playable ship. Not a playable ship. Michael is also saying the GMB carrier has yet not been added to the game. Okay. Thank you for that clarity, Michael. Yeah, and there's a number of other elements that we saw. Shoot, I'm just going to show you some concept art really quick, just so you kind of can get on the same page here. Okay, so that's from the ships. Hang on a second. Let me find the right stuff. Because we've revealed this concept art like in the streams. So like if we go over here, oh dang it, I didn't update the news feed. Just ignore that. It's probably fairly accurate. But this is the GMB carrier that I believe you guys are talking about. This has not been deployed yet. It is not done. Man, my webcam's looking clean. Excellent. Thanks, Will. Anyway, so this is the GMB carrier, and it's not quite out in the open yet. In comparison to the light cruiser, the one that we just encountered, you can see that its concept art has basically been pulled right off of the page and plugged into the game, minus some color changes, right? And then there's also been some other stuff that we've revealed that hasn't shown up in any degree or capacity yet too. It's almost like there's more still in the pipe. Oh my gosh. So, yes, more is coming. More is in fact on the way. All right, let's get back in here. Make sure we focus our build. Super speedy. Ooh. Superior item? Yes, please. Ooh, an efficient blaster. That could be fun. That could be really fun. All right. Let's actually look at this blaster. So its damage output's going to look like it's just straight up better than the pulse laser. And something to always point out when you're doing a comparison, you have to keep in mind the range differences. You have to keep in mind the energy consumption. You have to keep in mind the spread, the fire rate, the modes that are on it, or excuse me, not modes, the modifiers that are on it. These are modifiers, modes are on devices, woo. But actually this blaster seems to be just a whole lot better straight up. It just has to be used in close proximity. That's the trick. That's the trick with this one. But because it's efficient, it can be utilized a lot longer than the Jaeger, simply due to it having more energy capacity and less energy consumption upon its use. So that's a really good weapon. That's a really good weapon. So Chris, you didn't shave today? I didn't actually. Oh my gosh, can you see that on the stream? Guys, that's kind of weird. Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the game. All right. Oh, that's a base. We're not gonna worry about the base. We're just gonna go over here. Cool.
Here we go.
Also want to point out that there are models in the game that do get reused, that may or may not be placeholder models. This dialogue, I just want to clarify one quick point as we go into it.
That freighter sure looks familiar.
So those of you who have seen this freighter before probably recognize it to be the Flying Duchess. But it's not the Flying Duchess. Here we go.
I'm looking for Tarjak. Seen him around?
As I live and breathe, Adam.
Tareen, wow. So that's your freighter outside. Thought I knew it from somewhere. It has been a long time.
I had wondered what had become of you. You used to visit my shop quite frequently. Even twice at one time, which I thought was unusual. And then your visits tapered off, until eventually nothing. So, you have survived the never-ending turmoil that is the DNZ.
That I have, Tareen, just barely. I tried to play it straight for a while and got a proper job, but it didn't quite work out.
It never does for the like of you and me, Adam. We outcasts are best following our own paths.
Amen to that. You still in the trading business?
Indeed. And I have moved up to bigger clients now. Large order fulfillment. The cargo might be questionable, but the reward is sufficient, and I see no harm in it.
Good for you.
You said you were seeking Tarjak. He passed through some time ago, but is presently engaged in the task.
I don't suppose you would know a way into the Zharkov system without getting noticed? I've heard from our old mutual friend Alec that some of you traders ply a route through there.
That is true. And since you are such a valued and trusted old customer and friend, I would oblige you with access to a secret back door. It is quite near our current whereabouts. I will provide you with the precise location and instructions on how to activate the gate.
You're a star, Tareen. It's good to see you again. Let's catch up properly soon.
Now that we have found one another again, that can be a distinct possibility. I will be in Zharkov soon on the run.
Okay. Well, let's keep an eye out for each other then.
Excellent. So yeah, anyone who is familiar with EVERSPACE 1 will recognize this character. You'll notice his voice has changed. You are correct in that. You know, game development can sometimes be a challenging aspect to bring everything together, but rest assured, we're doing everything in our power to make sure all consistencies are made across the board so that your enjoyment factor and immersion levels are top notch. So, as I was just mentioning about the ship model itself, you know, Adam says, man, this looks familiar. Maybe it will look familiar in the future. Excellent. That's all we'll say about that. We had a question about the sale. Deal ends Monday, August 9th. EVERSPACE 2 is currently 20% off. So if you're looking at the stream right now and you're looking at that buy now button and you're like, I need more information about this, and you're kind of like scrolling through, reading stuff, if you got a question, shoot, ask. Let's have a conversation. It's all good. That's literally why we do these streams. We want to have that engagement with you guys. So ask your questions if you got them. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep moving through and we'll see what we find. Will the German voice for Turin change as well? That's, shoot, man, I don't freaking know. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we even know that. But we do use the same partners to get our voice artists from. So there isn't like any crazy changes on that field. So I would imagine there's going to be most of the voices from Everspace 1 will be returning to Everspace 2. If those characters are returning, need to make sure that expectation doesn't go too crazy there. But yeah, excellent. So let's keep going. I'm up for the voiceovers. I'm up for the voiceovers for the Swedish version. I am so sorry to tell you. I am so sorry that our voiceovers will only be covering English and German. But we will have localization for 10, 12, 13 language. How many languages? It's a pretty substantial number of languages for the video games. But yeah, we got some pretty good coverage in that territory. Oh, Maurice. Oh, Shadowy. I think everybody loves Maurice.
Such re-encounters are not so improbable, considering the degree of social engagement you undertake within the confines of the DMZ.
You just gotta take the mystery out of everything, don't you?
Yeah. Jeez, Hive, what a jerk. All right. Let's get our armor back. Take theirs out. Yeah, thermogun's great for locking in, but man, it is an energy hog. And we did tweak those values further. I know some of you enjoy the thermogun a lot. It was being used too effectively. We did have to scale that back a little bit. But in the process of, I'll also say we enhanced its lock-on capabilities. So before, sometimes when the thermogun was firing at its target, right? You see that heat seeking? Sometimes it wasn't actually going straight towards the target. So it would like ebb towards that ship and then it would miss. And that's not cool, bro. And so we fixed that. We've been tweaking that. Should be better, lots better. So let's take out these outlaw turrets and then we're going to head on into Zharkov itself. Oh, we have to open the jump gate.
I sure hope this sketchy looking gate is stable. Don't want to come out the other side scrambled.
Yeah, look at this thing. Just held together by a couple of flimsy cables. Really? Not gonna do the trick? Oh my gosh, look at these guys in chat. We're entering Zharkov, and the first question I look over and see, is Klingon localization gonna be happening? Will High Elvish be covered? You guys, oh my gosh, I love you. Calm down a little bit. Remember, we're hyper-focused right now on Zharkov the Vortex. Don't throw anyone else off, okay? You crazy people, you. I love it. I love it. All right, here we are.
Zharkov, I suppose.
I am receiving an encrypted message addressed to your signature.
Wonderful.
That must be Hawk's agent. Put him through.
You made it in. First things first, I'm your contact for this mission. You can call me Tammy. Rosalind is out of the system. If he jumps back in, we'll know right away and we'll have to abort. Before venturing further into the system, you need to pick up a data package with the required signature. You'll find it inside the gas vortex, which is frequented by scavengers. Do your best not to be seen. Communicate over.
Well, that was rather blunt. Couldn't even get a hi or how are you?
All right, let's go ahead and just see what's in this territory. A couple things, some small arms, some small nanobots. See, we got a shielded area here. I'm sure there's, a power core. Right in here, and we got some anemones. Oh, hello there. You are just having the time of your life bobbing around. Well, you do you. That's great. We're gonna fly right past you. So those energy cores, this is one component that rewards you through your exploration efforts and the various locales. When you go up close to these things, you can grapple them and take these to a site that could use it. Now, generally speaking, these sites are not too far from the nest, if that makes sense, in order to get all the benefits thereof. But you will have to do a bit of exploration. Sometimes you might have to bust into things. Recharge booster. Sometimes you'll have to like use the grapple to pull things out of the way. All sorts of stuff. Sometimes you just gotta track things down, look at your radar pings. Just how things go. So let's go into Superlight and jam for a little bit. Zharkov. The Vortex. Gigantic swirling mass that is an entire solar system. Neat. Asking about what's gonna happen to certain characters, Finny Master is going to, or Finir Master? I can't answer that. Like that's breaking story, right? Like, these streams is about as far as we're gonna do pertaining to spoilers, because I want to go into these missions and show you how things are progressing. But beyond that, I'm not gonna tell you what happens next, if that makes sense. Can you loose those energy cores by throwing them off the area zones? Yes, you can. You can at the moment. I know that we have been looking into the like the borders for how enemies engage with those. So like if you had an engagement on the edge of that, like where the enemies would move. We've been tactically adjusting the AI so that they stay in the play area. Even if they're trying to do like a maneuver, they'll whip back around. Still being worked on. It can happen to where they can fight out of bounds. But rest assured, we don't want items to be thrown into a space that you literally can't collect. We don't like that. You don't like that. And we know. That'll be a constant process as we continue to refine those gameplay systems. And, you know, how development goes. Yeah, T3 Cube actually says it best right there. It says, it's an annoyance, if anything, because you have to exit the location and then reload it. So the items will respawn to their original locations. Not ideal, we get it. We'll see if we can adjust that further in the future, if and when we get that time. Cool.
The data package is located inside a wreck. You are advised to avoid the lightning rod crystals, which can cause electrical damage to our craft.
Tricky.
Shipwreck. I want that shipwreck. What's inside of it? It's a shipwreck in a shipwreck. Why am I dealing with these guys? Just, Oh, they got a Weber drone. Now, we do have a passive. Oh no, the Weber drone's dead now. We do have a passive that helps us out against Webers just by it being in the Vanguard. Just a straight up passive ability cuts that in half.
Leave some baddies for me.
Oh, hey, Alec. The Vanguard is the only ship to have that Weber passive that allows you to evade them with only 50% effect applied to you. Oh, he got hit by a crystal. Nice.
Target destroyed.
Beautiful. Yeah, Uglaf, as Dr. Uyu's saying, you've got a couple places where puzzle components are lost and can't finish. Yeah, just go ahead and report those. We have a bug report section of the forums. Drop your information right on in there. If you can as well, we'll reach out to you and collect a save if you've got an instance where it's happening, and we can inspect, clean that up, and fix it for everybody.
It's smoothly. No need to thank me, Adam. See you around.
Oh gosh. Probably don't want to get bounced around in the Vanguard, so we're going to be a little careful about this. These lightning rods, whenever they explode, if you're too close, we were almost too close, they can throw you around. Oh, please. Ah! Okay, well, that's not going to be bad. Yeah, just a light bump in the wall. No big deal, except now I forgot which way I was going. Ah, here we are. They can hurt, especially in the smaller ships, but just gotta be mindful. All right, cargo drone. Elite fighter signature, as well as new clothes.
Got the package.
The signature will make your craft appear, to all intents and purposes, like the elite squad craft of the target clone.
And I guess I wear this?
Yes.
Correct.
This is creepy. I look like him. All right, I want to take this thing off as soon as possible. Let's get this over with.
I'm gonna try and be slightly intelligent and not get blown up by this. Except I need to figure out which way I was going. Oh yeah, this way.
Scrap scavengers. And they deployed suppressor drones.
Be authoritative and order them to disperse.
Cool.
They will believe that you are the elite squad commander.
You there. You have 60 seconds to leave the area.
You shouldn't be picking fights out here on your own. Hey, isn't that the elite boss? Encircle the son of a twitch!
These scavengers seemingly hold a grudge against the elite squad.
I need to get rid of the suppressors, otherwise I'm stuck.
There we go. Oh, an Outlaw Destroyer. We can take that down. Though I would like to get our shields overcharged first. Need more energy. There we go. Thanks for the energy orbs. Have some corrosion missiles. They do stack, so they'll do damage over time to our target here. We also want to make sure we don't get punched by those missiles. We're taking pot shots on the inside of this Outlaw Destroyer. They have weak spots on their interiors. Well, as much as you could call it interior as possible in this case. Really want more shields. I'm not happy with this so far, but we also need more energy, so we're going to push this guy away to give ourselves some more energy orbs, which replenish our energies, which means more boosting and more firing. Using that combo potential. There we go, even more energy, more continued boosting. This boosting is our friend.
Banked.
Oh, I look away for a second and we get corroded. Yikes. Good. Let's gain a little bit of space. Oh, sniper drone? Oh, that's a suppressor drone. Where's the sniper drone? That's a problem. Oh, hey, a ship color. Let's go pick that up. This is more important than defending our lives. Let's see what new color we got. Ooh, jade. Oh, I like that color. That's actually a new color that we added in the update. Ouch! Let's fly away and shoot at them at the same time. We eventually have to go after these suppressor drones, but We'll take this guy out first. Just seems the thing to be doing. Open up, please. There we are. Glad we have that Jaeger pulse laser, giving us very precise shots to bring him down. Oh yeah, we leveled up. Excellent. For the first time. Oh, dev consoles are funny. All right. Pick up a bunch of stuff. We got a speed word. How's that compare? The speed word can go together with the Vanguard incredibly well, and that's because the speed word only recharges while boosting. So that, I mean, that in tandem with getting shield overcharge with the Vanguard means that it can be a pretty successful combination. Not sure if I want to take this though. I'd rather keep my precision on the original shield, since the structure's kind of being negated through the passives we're using. In particular, boosting, reducing damage we take by 25%. So we're gonna go ahead and keep our original shield here. I like my ship speed. We could try out a flak Shiva Energizer. Man, we're getting lots of options here. If anybody's wondering, like, wait, how come the other items appearing on the screen? How do you get it to do that? Well, it's a hidden button right now. And by hidden, I mean it's not under the item, it's on the very bottom right. You see it says Shift Compare. So by default, if you hold the Shift button, it'll bring up the current item you have, so you don't have to do this. Because this, I think every single person that has ever existed knows is annoying. So just hold Shift down. You can immediately see it. Also, if you're doing that with like a weapon, you can also press Alt, and it changes which weapon you are comparing it to. Just fun little quick tools to help you get to exactly what you need to look at to optimize your build, capitalize on the goods, and you know, go from there. I think it would be a pretty piss poor looter shooter if we didn't help out your loot situation. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's keep moving in. Take out the jump suppressors and go from there. Cameron, you're saying that you're stuck on a part of the mission. That sucks. Have you posted that on the forums? Because there are a lot of individuals on the forums who have been saying, I've been at this part of the level and I can't figure out how to do it. There's been a lot of helpful chats jumping in there, being like, man, use your eyes, it's right in front of you. It's been super helpful. No, with all sincerity, people have been incredibly kind. People have been incredibly kind, hooking people up, helping guide that process to fruition.
Now we can get back to what we were doing earlier.
Our next stop is Vesna Mining Colony.
In the case of that one, I don't know, that kind of... Yeah, I would just make sure you post that on the forum, see if anybody else can pop in and see if they can hook you up. Wrong device slot length in item selection. Wrong device slot length in item. Wrong device slot length in item selection. Shoot, that sounds... What does that mean? Goodness gravy, guys. Like, there comes a time when, like, you've been working on your own project for so long that you do things, then you label it, and then you forget what that label even freaking means. So for clarity, what I'm reading here, Fins is asking another element from the patch notes, and it says, in the UI, we fixed a wrong device slot length in the item selection. I know that we had an issue with the key bindings, with the consumables. Obviously, that's not a device, though. I know that we did have the key bindings in the devices. Also, we had a wonky issue there, and we've adjusted that. but I actually don't know the specifics of that one. Is Tias in the chat, or Torben, or because I would like to lock that one down, because now it's going to bother me. But anyways, I'll keep going here. We got the suppressors down. We can keep moving forward. But I'm pretty sure it was just a matter of cleaning up the UI so that it was more transparent, even though we weren't very transparent in the wording, I guess. Woo! That's always fun. Can't win them all, I guess.
Okay, so now I have to dock, and hopefully the agent Tammy gets to me before anyone else does.
Walk with shoulders back and give a stern look at everyone who passes. This Roslin is known for his gruffness and directness.
You're dumb.
We're clones, so there can't be that much of a difference between us, can there?
The less you say while on the base, the better.
Oh, I love Hive so much. So true. So true. Slots are uniform square. Oh, is that maybe what it was? If that was tweaked, shoot, I didn't even freaking recognize it. I've been focused on so many other things going wrong. But it is nice to have a cleaned up UI, am I right? So yeah, let's go ahead and plop in some new elements there. Excellent. Man, I also feel like now's a really good time to state, even though I don't know every single little independent change we've done, because we've done a lot. Andy and Hans Christian and Marco, these guys are your main developers on the team. Oh. They have been absolutely going ham. We like catalog all our bugs. Of course we do, because that's how you make a game. And they have just been annihilating that list. So huge props to them for bringing that all together and taking care of so many things that even I don't even understand. Like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. The number of things that we've had to address and made before the Zharkov drop. So, and that's also like, thanks to you guys again, because you're providing that feedback. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, cool location time. Let's go.
Mr. Roslin, I'll need to detain you for just a moment.
Callahan.
Yes, sir. We just need to run a security check. No one is exempt. This was your own directive.
We appear to have met an unanticipated event in our plans. You are already acquainted with this officer?
He was my foreman on my last work crew. What the heck is he doing here?
You guys remember Callahan?
I believe our technology might still mislead the security check, so long as it does not scan too thoroughly.
I'm not comfortable playing charades. It's not my forte.
Yeah, and as Finns is pointing out, like, even Eric doesn't know. Well, I know, I just know this. I don't know the like specific reason why it was worded the way that it was, because there was something that Andy or Hans Christian or Marco probably did, and that's why they cut to the chase in that regard. I do know that we have refined the UI surrounding devices, as well as the hotkeys around them, since we were generating some issues. In fact, we're caught by some of the people in chat. I can see you. Hello, thank you for the reports, by the way. Wonderful. And so it's very likely in that ballpark. Very likely. Anyway. Yeah, so this place, one of the few planetary locations inside of Zharkov, because we are in a region known as the Eye of the Storm. And as many of you are likely familiar with hurricanes, at the very least, the Eye is where things are calm. Things aren't nearly as crazy. But the further you go out into the vortex itself, it does. So the Eye of the Storm is where we see a very large GMB operation down here. So let's land and get a little bit more of that, spoilers, going for us. This is a large area.
Some amount of imaginative persuasion is required on your part during this procedure.
Thanks, Hive.
So what you're saying is that we've gone off script and I'll need to bluff my way through.
If you prefer to put it that way.
Sorry, Mr. Roslin, but I'm reading some, confusing results on the scan here.
What of it?
It appears that this craft is not company compliant. I'm detecting unapproved technology on board and a possibly tampered signature string.
Listen, Callahan, you're new here, but you should know who's in charge, right? Now stand aside and let me through. I can't have you wasting my time any longer.
Yeah, but Mr. Blakemore said...
I don't care what Blakemore said, Callahan. You should know enough not to be impertinent.
I'm sorry, Mr. Roslin. Mr. Blakemore asked me to convey the message to you that he is seeking to speak with you about the failed operation in the Cedo system. But that there are more pressing matters at hand with a group of outlaws which need evicting from a local gas harvester. I have been asked to direct you to the location.
Tell Blakemore that he shouldn't worry. I'm on it.
Nice. I don't know about you guys, but seeing Callahan kind of like back off from the conversation there is so satisfying. Like, especially if you've gone through the tutorial section of the game, which most of you have. Feels good. I like it. I like it. All right, quick restock. Get our stuff back in here. We'll also check out the shop. It's a very small shop, but we're gonna sell some stuff. We'll sell the commodities for sure. We'll probably just sell most of these things. Oh, we had a Gauss cannon? We found a Gauss cannon. That could be a lot of fun. We'll hang on to the weapons. But everything else... Oh, I don't want to dismantle. I want to sell. Okay. Everything else we'll go ahead and hang on to. Nice. And the data tab with our special items, it all goes over here into the mission items. You can collect a lot of stuff in here. All of this doesn't hog a spot on your ship itself like it did like a long time ago. No longer. It's all stored here in your mission items. You can store an infinite number of mission items. See, it even scrolls down. Neat. All right. Who knew acting yourself would be so easy? Oh my gosh. Nice. That was good. That was good. Okay. Let's move into the mission. I want to explore that location further, but we will have that opportunity per a new mission cropping up. So we'll head over here.
That assignment before docking, or it'll raise flags. Do you think you bought the ruse hive?
It is difficult to ascertain, but it was a jolly convincing performance.
Oh, thanks.
Good call on him being new to this detail.
Yeah, well, I do have some recent and unpleasant dealings with this guy. I'll have to try to find out from him how he ended up in an elite squad role.
Do not bother to dig too deep. Our mission is only to infiltrate the base.
I'm guessing the failed Cedo system mission was the failed extradition of Dax.
This, I suppose, adds an emotional element to your approach, which I suggest forgetting for now.
Excellent. Oh, another question? Hang on a second. Hopefully Eric will answer. What's the question? Theezer81. Hey, Eric, I'm a bit behind on the stream. No worries. Regarding wrong device slot length, was just about the actual button width in some cases. Oh, okay. That was entirely the button length. Thank you. Excellent. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, champion Theezer81. Really do appreciate that. Excellent. I thought that's what it was. I just couldn't, my brain could not compute. 404 not found. You know, it happens sometimes. Excellent. So let's see. When flying around a zone and your sensor has picked up tons of scrap and other puzzle items, etc., it's easy to lose track of the one you want to go. Was that the question? That's not a question. But rest assured, we've actually cleaned a lot of elements of what happens on the UI. But I will straight up tell you, and I don't know if this has been made public or not. I hope Michael doesn't mind me saying this, but like we are actually looking to clean up the UI even further on the radar. And I know that Andy's working on some stuff. So you'll see that in the future. We will be cleaning that up further. So even if you have like 20 items that are all floating around and you're like flying and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to look at. It's too much for me. Yeah, we know. It will be addressed. It will be addressed. So cool. Extension of the question, come back to something like I said, any chance item tagging highlight will be coming? So, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, I basically kind of answered it in saying it will be addressed. We'll have more information to talk about in that sense. So, while I can't immediately tell you if it's yes, tagging and highlighting items, or no, it's not that, I can assure you that what we're working on is probably going to please you. All right, here we go.
So far, the outlaws are only holding one of the 2 harvesters. Your task is to, well, to do what you do best. Going nuclear and tearing them to shreds.
I know perfectly well what needs to be done. Otherwise.
Of course, sir. I'll leave you to it.
That was a nice touch.
All right, let's change our weapon. I want to hit a little bit harder, so we're just gonna get in. We're gonna hit hard and heavy. That's what we're gonna do.
Getting into my role.
So we're using the blaster now. I could have just destroyed these fuel pods. That would have taken that out a lot faster. I don't know why I didn't plan on doing that to begin with. Can we take it out before shields come back? Yeah, perfect. Ouch! Okay, we do need to be a little bit more careful here. Okay, good damage, good damage. All right, these guys have shield generation. Now, guys, I want to point this out. For some reason, how to put this eloquently? I show up to your guys' streams occasionally. Like, if you're streaming the game on Twitch or YouTube, I'll sneak in and just watch and see how you guys are digesting the game. This is, I love to do this. It's fun. Sometimes I'll reveal myself. Sometimes I'll ask questions like I have no idea what's going on. This actually happened the other day. Had a very pleasant time with the streamer. It's a lot of fun. What I will say though is that these almost kind of like satellite looking things, these dish-like things, these increase the damage of enemies nearby. So we have these turrets that are firing at us. Their damage output is increased because this exists. That's why I'm shooting this down, okay? That's why I'm taking it down. It's also providing extra damage to these shielded turrets. So by taking this down, I think it reduces their damage output by like, I think it's like 20% or 25%. It gives them a hefty bonus. This also applies to any ships in the area. Thankfully, we don't have any shooting at us. That's a big boon. So you want to take it out ASAP, okay? You can also see as we're hovering over this turret, you see that green indicator right here? That shows its weapons, its weapon damage has been increased, and that's because this thing exists. So when I take out this damage booster, you'll see that those turrets lose their conditional modifier, so they're not doing nearly as much damage. Take advantage of those situations. Oh man, now I want to be at range a little bit, and our weapons are kind of more designed for close-up encounters. Let's see if I can make this work out. All right, shields are down. Our shields are almost down too. I don't like that. But we're still boosting, which means we're reducing damage as well. Okay, good. Take out the targeted items. Oh man, just a silly point of reference. These orange highlights, they were doing some wonky stuff in development for us. I'm pretty sure we got them all fixed, but man, sometimes they were like flashing. I don't know if you'd seen those. Like having a disco rave party. The weirdest stuff comes up when you start touching code. Oh my god. Okay, our shields did get broken, but we did get an EMP burst from that to hopefully get our shields back up. And we're gonna blow up these generators. Come on. Here we go. Ah, taking more damage. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, thank you. Here, let's just reduce his damage output. Probably should have done that earlier. That'll be enough to take him out. See you later. Wonderful. So we have one more mobile unit to take out. Trying to figure out why it's not highlighted. Should be in the area here. Maybe we found ourselves a little bug. Because that's always fun during the course of a live stream. Something over here, maybe? We'll see what happens if we eradicate all the enemies. If that doesn't work, I'm going to use cheat codes. Yeah, I'm thinking I like my other items. Like, even though these weapons do a lot of damage, as you can tell, the Vanguard's not entirely well suited for it.
I'm done.
Okay, here we go.
Their leader has barricaded himself inside the harvester. Be careful to avoid the,
Avoid the what?
The wind streams when you go in. But you know that already. Of course.
Of course.
Beautiful.
There is a regular rhythm to the flow of gas inside the tubes. You must time your approach accordingly.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. You guys in chat, I love you. Finra Master. So, for all the streamers, if you see someone who has no idea about the game, ask, "Are you Eric?" My plot has been foiled. Oh my goodness. But no, seriously, you guys are a lot of fun. Like if you jump into the game and you're streaming it, yeah, you'll see team members sneaking in. We're there. We're watching, because it's important to know how you're dissecting it too. And it's the whole point of early access, right? Oh gosh! Oh goodness gravy! Getting sucked in. Okay. Careful! 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 Okay.
There are more enemies hiding behind the large vent.
In retrospect, should have charged up my shields before going in here. Let's take out these, oh, you get out of here, drone. All right. Take them out, perfect. All right, and now we've got to investigate the harvester's interior. Wonderful. I died several times here. Yeah, no, the way that it sucks in is pretty dynamic. It's fast. And even in the gunship or the bomber, you can take a lot of damage from that. So you have to be careful as you make your way in. There's a couple different ways you could do it. I chose I'm nimble and fast, so I'll just use my thrusters in the reverse direction route, which seemed to work fine. Okay, so this fan has been disabled. That is not a button. I get excited when I see red little circles.
Try not to get caught in the stream.
Oh gosh! Wrong device. We canceled that at like just the right time. Whoop! Silly me. Okay, so the stream, the way that this works is as you're flying down, when it appears, it can actually push you back out.
They'll be swarming the area any moment now. I'm deploying the rest of the squad to intercept them before they can enter the harvester.
Got it. Not sure how I feel about the rest of the elite squad coming here, Hive.
Do not allow yourself to be distracted, and simply concentrate on the present task.
We'll go ahead and hide in one of these slots again. Oh, there's a secret over there. Let's just quickly examine this and see if there's something to have. Ooh, a bulletproof container. That's always exciting. A Swift autocannon. Swift is a new prefix that we actually added to all weapons that spool up and charge. So we have identified, or rather you guys have identified, a couple instances of Swift being used on weapons that might not be applicable. We are aware of this with the repeater and the Gauss cannon itself. So we are examining that to make it either work on those weapons appropriately by effectively increasing their firing rate, or by removing it from them so that they can have prefixes that actually work. So with the Swift autocannon, I think I'm gonna use this instead of the Gauss cannon. I think it's gonna give me better damage output. So that's what we are gonna do there. And what else we got? Oh, nanobots and a damage booster? Wow. I'll take it. You're back? Where are you at? How far away? Get wrecked. All right. We need another faction called Spaceballs. I mean, to be fair, we are kind of in a bubble and they're trying to steal our air. So you might be onto something there. All right. Another spoiler section. All of this stream is like spoiler for story stuff. This is a fairly challenging boss fight that we had to scale back. Oh my gosh! Michael, did you have the pleasure of playing this before we nerfed this battle? Yikes.
You're the elite squad commander, aren't you? I have full control of events. You'll never make it back out alive.
We'll see about that.
So you'll see that there's this shield that exists in the middle of this combat. It's a Ravager style ship, so we can fly back and forth through the shield to try and protect ourselves, and he can also try and protect himself. But there are key moments of activation that are similar to the Colonial Warship battle in EVERSPACE 1, where when certain levels are reached, there he goes. He uses a shield that he cannot take damage from, and then fires a big old laser. So this technology has actually been seen in EVERSPACE before. He's got a mini one, where the warship's one's absolutely devastating. Well, his is also absolutely devastating. You get hit by that laser beam, you're going down real quick. Real quick. Let's increase our damage here. Uh-oh. All right, there we go. Perfect. Much better. Oh, not perfect. Through here. We block the laser beam. Excellent. Back through. Now, something else to keep in mind, I'm not doing a very good job of it. We could focus down these armor plates that end up doing bonus damage for us as we're fighting them. Oh. Whoop. There we go. This battle looks a lot different if you're flying in a heavy ship, by the way. In the Vanguard, the maneuverability factor here lets us move exactly where we want to go without too much of a worry. Though our damage output is not as high as we probably want it to be. Oh, no laser beams, please. Get out of here. All right. Perfect. Almost done. Give him a little bit of corrosion to deal with. A little bit more. Uh-oh. Restack it, restack it. Oh, that was close. Shooting a couple of devices here to kind of capitalize on the situation. Ah, he took away our effects there. One more pass, maybe two. Excellent.
All right. Callahan, I just eliminated their leader.
Excellent. The harvester is ours again. Shame about the hostages, though.
Hostages? You never mentioned any hostages.
They threatened to kill them if we refused to pay the ransom. But don't worry. They were just low-grade workers. Easy to replace.
Why, you piece of...
Careful now.
Hey, Chief, care to join us out here? It's one hell of a party.
It appears the rest of your squad has arrived. I recommend joining them as soon as possible.
All this is taking the charade too far.
All right.
There you are.
Take your pick, Chief. I already had my 7 kills for today. The rest is bonus.
Seriously? Why would anyone count their kills?
There's a difference between killing, which takes time and appreciation, and just shooting someone down. Ain't I right, Chief?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to rush things.
What's up, Chief? You normally get a lot more enjoyment out of this.
Fair. So now we're mixed in with the bad guys, taking out other bad guys. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? And this is one moment in the game where you have a larger count of fighters to deal with than normal. So it can take a little bit of time to work down, especially after your resources have been depleted a little bit during that boss battle encounter. So depending on how things are going, you might need to take a couple evasive maneuvers or use a couple new tricks.
Yeah, that's an ongoing matter.
Well, it's a good thing you're here, Chief. Me and the boys wanted to talk to you about the new guy.
Callahan? Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk.
Well, yeah, that's to be expected. I mean, the amputation cruelty fits right in.
I just love this guy, right? He's just like, we're just like, yeah, he's like a bit of a jerk. He's like, well, yeah, I mean, we're all basically jerks. He fits right in. Like, how about any of you? But like, I wasn't expecting that as part of our own dialogue sequence. So first time that was revealed, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Like, let's just make them all jerks. Cool, I dig it.
He seems to have Blakemore's ear, too.
Is that so?
All right, so things are going to our favor. We are keeping our shields alive for the most part. I really don't want to get corroded though. Take out these Vipers. Much better. Just running circles around them. Where was that detonator drone? That was close. Oh gosh. Jeez. Did anyone else about have a heart attack there? This Vanguard is squishy. Detonator drones do a lot of damage.
That's it. Always side with them. True, that was fun. Hey, Chief, care to grab a drink later? That is, after you talk to Blakemore.
Sure. I'll see you guys around.
All right, everyone. Let's head back.
All right, taken care of. Seen a lot of people have been playing the game and enjoying this particular combat sequence a lot. It's so interesting watching you all dissect that battle. We're happy with the results right now. Some people think that it's way too hard. Some people think it's way too easy. This is a really good time to mention. I say really a lot, but also we do have difficulty options in the pipe. That will be added in the future so that if you think the challenge needs to be greater, you can ramp that puppy up. And if you think it's too hard, you can turn it down. That will be included. We're also servicing a number of other systems, several of which we modified due to your great expertise through the experimental branch, which was adjusting our AI director. We were happy with how it was introduced. It obviously had some kinks, so thank you for thank you for exploring new exploits pertaining to having multiple ships around you and also one-on-one battles. That was great information. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically the AI director system changes the difficulty kind of on the fly. So if 12 guys warp in, they're not just gonna insta-kill you immediately. There's going to be some leeway giving you some time to respond and react in those harder segments. In addition, if you're just in a one-on-one combat situation, sometimes that can be like hyper easy mode. We wanted to give there some specialty traits to that. Basically, we're using a dynamic system to kind of approach how the AI is being worked into the game as you're playing it to adjust that factor. So that inclusion, which has now been tweaked further, again, thank you, with the difficulty selections that's coming later, and also the inclusion of accessibility options in the future and blah, blah, blah. We're gonna have a lot of ways for you to kind of tweak those formulas so you can play the game at your level. But don't get me wrong, we want to invoke a challenge. There will be sections of the game that do that. And in some cases, you're just gonna have to get good. Like, just making it clear. Which localizations into other languages are planned? I am gonna just crop this up because this already came up. Let me just read the list verbatim for you so that everybody who's kind of wondering knows. So we have UI, text, and vocal for English and German. And we also have UI and text for French, Italian, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Polish, Russian, simplified Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. So you've got a lot of languages there that will be coming to the full game 1.0 launch. So thanks for letting me just read those off. Also, thanks to Michael for dropping them as well. But those were all of the languages that we are hyper-focused on bringing to fruition. Cool. Oh. Cats have about 100 words. We are not localizing for cats, but mad props if you have a cat that can play the game. I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. Let's keep going. I am kind of skimping on the exploration a little bit here intentionally, because I want you guys to explore most of these locations, but we did add, hang on Adam, hold that thought. We did add a number of new Eterna bypasses into the game through mission challenges and location challenges. So definitely make sure that you don't do like me and look around a bit. There's a lot to be had. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to collect in each one of these locales if you take that added time to scout it out. How many languages do I speak? well. I speak English. Yeah. I think I covered all of them. Sometimes I get lost in there because, you know, you get to English, but nope. Yep, there we go. ROCKFISH Games, by the way, is a 100% German company. I'm the only American who works on the team as your community ambassador. Hey, oh my gosh, crazy. I have been trying to learn German. It's a fun language, it really is. It's also a challenging one. But yeah, don't you worry about any of that. You guys have your questions in German. The team will make sure we tackle you. I have a translator open at all times. Oh my gosh. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Known that they'd taken hostages, I would have done this differently.
This Roslin has clearly no regard for life whatsoever.
He's a bastard. I can hardly believe that we share the same genes. The sooner this is finished and I can get back to Dax's mission, the sooner I can put all of this behind me.
It's true. I like Trucker NRW's statement over on Twitch. He says, I speak 100% Google English. That's beautiful, dude. That's it. Am I in the US right now? Are you wanting to know my location? Maybe I'm operating on the moon, huh? Did you think about that one? Yeah, I'm in the US. Yep, I'm in Kansas. Land of wheat and cows. Laserhead, I have been to Germany and oh man. Oh, das ist sehr gut. Ho ho. Ja. Ja. Oh, I do like German food, let me tell you what. It's kind of interesting too, because I'm not much of a beer drinker. What? How can he be on a German team and not drink beer? Don't worry, okay? The reason why there's that separation is because American beer is like, eh. And then German beer is like, hello. Holy cow. Michael, thanks for buying me a beer when I showed up over there and introducing me to good flavors. I really do appreciate that. All right, let's keep playing a video game. Oh gosh. Goodness gravy. We are getting close to the end of the stream. I do want to mention that we're about 15 minutes out when the stream will conclude. So if you guys are watching, you've got some questions churning and you want to know more about this game since it's 20% off on Steam right now, and you want to know like where it's gonna go, I can't really answer so much as to the details of what that looks like, but we can cover stuff like some of the patch notes that are in line for the next one that we have just from like the last week, from this week alone, that didn't quite make it into the update because we're already still hard at work on that. And then we can also cover like the roadmap if any of you guys want to know more details on that side as well. I am your servant here as your community ambassador, so please let me serve you. Let's have a conversation if you got something to talk about. Because like when I hit this Vesna mining station, we're gonna watch a cutscene. That's basically gonna be the rest of the gameplay experience here. Then I'm gonna go in and answer some questions for you and show off some community art.
I am certain you have now assumed the role of Roslin with enough conviction to do the next part without my assistance.
Thank you, Hive. Yes, I'm a little more settled into the character now. Although it keeps flitting through my mind the things they'll do to me if my deception's discovered. I mean, dying in space in a blaze of glory is one thing, but slowly at the hands of interrogators is quite another.
Stay focused on the objective. Do not let your mind wander into possible negative outcomes.
Oh my gosh, okay, so I have to pause. Goodness gravy. Completely not relevant to the stream. I opened up this can of worms, so I need to backtrack, okay? I got some people jumping on me and be like, hey, America has good beer. You're correct, all right? I'm not gonna, yes, you're right. I'm just not a beer connoisseur. I just don't enjoy beer. My taste palette, it's like, I'd prefer chocolate milk, okay? Understand this. To each their own. You like beer? Awesome. There are great beers. I put the great beer in my mouth and it's like, bleh, okay? The first and best beer that I have had came straight out of Germany from their tap in a bar. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That okay? But if you like beer, you love beer, you've got your beer, you do beer. I'm not gonna stop you. Okay, beer conversation done. Let's watch a cutscene. Oh man, I just know Michael is face palming so hard right now. Let's watch a cutscene. Okay.
Mr. Roslin, I am here to escort you.
Yes, thank you.
No thank yous.
What?
Roslin's a jerk. If you want to be like him, drop the thanks and polite stuff.
Ah, got it.
Wow. You really do look just like him.
I take it that's not a compliment?
Blakemore's office is up ahead.
Where's he now?
Board meeting. We have time.
Anything else I should know?
Just don't make any conversation. And stay in character like Roslin. You know, an asshole.
Yeah, right. I get it.
Here we go. This better work or we'll both be sucking vacuum in orbit by morning. I need your scan again. I'm in. This will take a few minutes while it uploads to Eterna.
What do we do about any surveillance footage?
I'll cover our tracks once we leave. Don't you worry.
This guy certainly likes his artifacts.
Blakemore is obsessed with Okar archaeology, but I reckon the interest goes beyond historical. We're certain some of this has led him to larger Viridium deposits. The big question is, what and where?
So, he's been making preparations?
This data is good, but it might not be enough for Commissioner Hawk to act on. We'll need more.
So what's your deal exactly? How did you end up working for Hawk?
Hey, I don't work for anyone but myself. And I shouldn't have to explain anything to you. You're just here for your DNA.
Sorry for asking.
I got what I need for now. Let's get out of here. I'll go with you partway to the hangar. Leave and talk to no one.
Easiest job I've had so far.
It ain't over yet.
That smug look, though.
Roslin.
Blakemore.
That's still Mr. Blakemore to you. What are you doing back here already? You look like crap. Do you have something to report?
Presently, no, sir.
I need results, Roslin. The time is coming and we need the exact trajectory. I need you out there, making every moment count.
The trajectory for...
Do you need a psych exam? Get it together, Roslin. We could be mining already, had you not made such a mess of intercepting Dexter Bashar.
That was regrettable, sir.
Find his counterpart. Whoever he was sending that transmission to has the exact coordinates. Let's get this done.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. We've had an Okar trader through, delivering some sensitive parts. I ordered the elite squad to eliminate him before he leaves the system. We can't have loose ends. We must ensure secrecy.
I understand. Thank you. I mean, yes, sir.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, there's still some more dialogue, but I'm going to do a quick pause here.
You had to bump right into Blakemore, didn't you?
Yes. Remember when I was telling you guys that I like sneak into people's streams and just ask questions and stuff? Vengeful Madness actually popped in, raiding with the party 9. Welcome, Raiders. But I actually snuck into his stream earlier this week. It was a lot of fun. It can happen to any one of you. You just pop open EVERSPACE 2, you're doing it. I'm going to sneak in, and we're going to have a good time together. You guys see so many elements that sometimes we're not looking for. You know, just a fresh set of eyes. It goes so far. And the conversation's just so pure and lively. It's great stuff. So welcome, Vengeful. It's a pleasure to have you sneaking in. And then we're going to finish this dialogue. Then we're going to cut to the chase, answer a couple of questions, and then I just want to show off. I don't have a lot of time, but just a couple of photos that you guys have been taking out of Zharkov. All right, so let's finish this up first.
Do you think he suspects?
I don't know. Be honest, I might have blown it.
I'll create some diversions here on base while you do this next part so they don't have too much time to think about your behavior. You'll need to hack several service drones and send them through the vents to the remote servers.
I'd much rather get out of here.
I'm certain that the Commissioner would appreciate that you see this through to completion.
Yeah, okay.
You are registering a higher than average blood pressure.
Yeah, Hive. This is nerve-wracking.
Indeed. All right, so we have a new mission that we'll have to fly around in this location. We will continue where we left off with this mission next time to keep exploring what these elements look like and all of that fun stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and just save this bad boy. Also, just want to mention, my saves allow me to enter a file name. I know that you don't have access to that yet, but I'm showing you because you will have access to this inevitably, okay? It's coming. So, game saved. We're good. Now let's go look at some of the screenshots and stuff that you've been doing. Let's see. Where did I put them? All right. So we'll just cycle on over to here. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful. We only have a couple to look at here, just to look at. While I'm also going to read off some data for you all. Let's see. Can I? Hang on a second. Hang on. I have to do this. I have to do this correctly. The right ordering is so important when it comes to these types of things. Okay. Now we are good to go. Okay. So this first image comes from C. Dutson. He streams EVERSPACE 2 a lot as well. He's fun, pleasant. Jovial, I would say. He crashes a lot. Oh my gosh, sick bird. Oh my goodness. A lot of love. This comes from his first experiences in Zharkov. It's such a delight. Such a delight seeing you guys' screenshots, just capturing the atmosphere of which takes place in these games. So we'll look at this one, answer a question. Let's see. I see questions being asked in the chat with each other. That's great. New here, is this out yet or beta? This is early access. This is early access. We are about 60% done with the game. The game will be coming out in, I'm gonna say roughly a year. It'll come out next year is the best way to put it. So yeah, good stuff. Next image comes from Excel. Excel flying at the Vanguard, hasn't quite made his way into the Zharkov Vortex yet, but flying the Vanguard is a clear indicator that he's been having a good time with the update. Pretty clean build. I like the blue-orange. Looks good. We also have dual Elix, I think from an exploited bug. I think that's been fixed now. Maybe. I know we fixed it once when you could multiply Elec to oblivion, but no worries, no worries. A clean shot though. Very good work. Next one comes from Caller19, seeing a shot of the Vortex while he's in a neighboring site, exploring the goods in the large asteroids nearby. An outlaw presence that is there, looking into the Vortex from afar, in a clean striker build. I like that, just metal silver going on. Good, good. Experimental branches do only pop up on Steam, that's correct. Simply put, GOG does not offer that, so that's why we utilize it because it's present on Steam. But both Steam and early access, or both Steam and GOG have early access. Experimental branches are unique, by the way. They come out approximately a week before we drop our quarterly updates. So that'll very likely be similar to our next update in the fall, about a week out of when we'll officially drop it. We'll drop it on experimental to see if we can get further feedback from you guys at that point, and then we'll launch it there. From there, obviously, we'll soak in the feedback from all sources, all the sources and tidy things up for the next update. And that's the cycle we go through. So great shot again from Calor19. Very, very good. Next shot comes from Kazaa, who's been providing not only fantastic screenshots, but also delightful feedback in the forms of videos and repro steps and everything in between. Hilarious and beautiful screenshots. This is just a fantastic scene. This comes from the warp gate that connects to Union. You simply can't use it. Your access is denied until a further part of the progression. And we have, you know, we've got Mary DeVent flying the Flying Duchess right on the left side, of the screen, and with the G&B station on the right, on the cusp of the Vortex as well, with a neighboring planet nearby with pleasant rings of its own. Rings in a ring. Meta. It's delightful. Nice and clean as always, Kazaa. Thank you for that shot. Makes me happy inside, that's for sure. Next one comes from Spoot Knight, who's also been a champion among our screenshot community. And this one, dang man, I just love that ship. Oh my gosh, he's using, I think he's using 2 colors that are actually from the, or maybe it's even 3. Are you using a 3rd color in there? Is this a purple and that's a pink? Oh my gosh, I can't even tell. Either way, he's using new colors that are also available in this update to just give some pretty strong vibes. I dig it. I dig it so much. This is also a new vessel. This long vessel right here is a new vessel from the freelance faction. This is a freelancer frigate. So they provide their sources of resources across the DMZ as well, but have no affiliation. They could be going to an outlaw base to arm them, or they could be hooking up G&B, or could they be doing their own mission altogether. So delightful. But I love those colors. Those colors pop so well. Nice shot. Nice shot, Spoot Knight. Real good. Finally, last but not least, we've got the Oracle of Ilania, I think is how we pronounce that, with the Vanguard aggressing what looks to be a Ravager, and he's the one doing the ravaging. Just explosive, straight up. The sheer barrage of missiles pleases me greatly. It's just awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. The shots you guys are taking, so good. I mean, we've been giving you praise for your shots for a very long time, but I'm gonna keep doing it because you keep making great shots. I'm glad you guys are taking full advantage of the photo mode within EVERSPACE 2 and optimizing all of those things. For anyone who doesn't know, all of these come straight out of like this experience. Like all you have to do is push a button, Z button, then you have full control over the camera. You can go all over the place, right? You can even use this as kind of like a scouting tool if you really want to. Oh, devious there, sir. You know, we can see our tiny little ship here, but then we can also change the depth of field. We can change the aperture. We can change like all of these effects to like get the shot that you want to capture. In this case, we have like tiny scout in big world, you know, something like that. I don't know, I'm not being incredibly artistic here, but you know, you get the point. But you can also change like the exposure levels. So if we need to make this darker, if we want to make the colors pop a little bit more, you can go in those particular directions. There's a lot of controls here in some very simple ways. And we dig it. We dig it a lot. If you want to see what shots other people have taken, because I only showed you 6 shots from the community. I showed you 6 little shots, and that was it. You want to see the crazy stuff, you should get into our Discord. We have a screenshots channel. We have a fan art channel. I didn't show any fan art today, but we've got some pleasant fan arts combining various elements. That has been a lot of fun to see, like the juxtapositioning of EVERSPACE 2 with other sci-fi material. It's a lot of fun. So keep up the great work, all of you. And also keep up the feedback. The feedback has been super positive. It's been amazing. And did I miss anything, Michael? Is that everything? I'm trying to make sure. Was there anything else we were covering today? My goodness, it's just been such a wild ride, and I'm so glad that you've all been a part of it. It's so good. It's so good. And we're already working on the next system. We're already diving in. And of course, more bugs and stuff. Oh my gosh, I could tell you a little bit of the feedback as well through that. Oh my gosh, let me pull this up. There's so many things to talk about. This is gonna be super fast, but it's just some of the things even since the update has dropped, we've already begun to tweak how the target lock works on Outlaw Station cores, namely that you can lock onto them. We made fighting GMB in the in-transit mission a bit more challenging, for example, just seeing how people are approaching that, complaining about the difficulty factor there. That's going to be an ongoing thing. So if any of you guys are like complaining about difficulty in any degree or capacity, I would just like to put chill out there as the first big thing. And if you can hold your emotions back, well, write a forum post about it saying, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm experiencing. Don't tell us what to do. It's not going to go anywhere. All right. If you say, man, this game's hyper easy, your opinion is a moot point. Okay. Make sure you contain and control your thoughts so that it's valuable for us to digest, because we want to have a challenge space there for very many different types of players. That's why we're making that difficulty coming to the forward, just throwing it out there. Cool your jets, provide solid feedback. Awesome. Especially about that difficulty factor. So, because we're already tweaking it even more. We also fixed a Union border control location that was unlocked too early. We fixed a bug where upgrading items and cargo, where the cargo boosted the stats. We fixed the wrong max hull points calculation when repairing your ship while any augment is put into structure. We fixed the Vesna mining colony shop not being shown on the map. Little things too, like that. Fixed occasionally wrong navigation result when using gamepad or WASD to select colors and decals. Just customization stuff. We fixed that the bomber perk that converts mines would break minesweeper jobs. That sucks. Sorry about that. Also, thanks for catching it. We fixed the flickering of Outlaw Station cores. We fixed an ultimate ready display not showing on the correct icon. We even fixed something else very recently that's going to make everybody's lives so much more pleasant. I'll just say that it's pertaining to looting everything at once. So I'll have more details about that adjustment next time. But for now, I gotta get out of here. I know that you guys got lives and stuff to do as well. So thanks for being a part of the stream. Oh my goodness, I've been sitting on I wanted to show this little picture instead because it's delightful. I love these shots. So thanks for being a part of the stream and just hanging out. You guys have been awesome. Don't stop being awesome. Wait, no, I said that wrong. You have been awesome. I have been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for Rockfish Games. Don't stop being awesome, and we'll catch you in the next stream next week when we have more to talk about. All right, toodles! If you own the game and you go live, you might see developers in chat. We love watching what you see and how you experience the game. If that interests you, you do you, and we might surprise you. Also, the new system is coming along so well.